the sacred rule of tarot readings is callously disregarded by a group of friends, leading to the unwitting release of a malevolent force imprisoned within the cursed cards. As they each encounter their fate, they are thrust into a harrowing race against death. Get ready to relive the adventure as we recap the story of horror film today, Tarot, production year 2024. At the start of the film, we see a mansion in the Catskills where a group of college friends, Haley, Grant, Paxton, Paige, Elise, Madeline, and Lucas, have come together to celebrate Elise's birthday. While playing a drinking game, Harriet and Grant, who were previously in a relationship, quietly inform their friends, Grant to the guys, Haley to the girls, that they have ended their relationship on the way to the mansion, believing that they are heading in different directions. Upon running out of beer, the group of friends scours the entire house in search of hidden alcohol until they stumble upon a forbidden room. Inside, they discover an array of ancient artifacts, leading them to a wooden box adorned with a zodiac wheel. To their surprise, the box contains a deck of exquisitely hand-painted tarot cards. Recognizing Haley's expertise in tarot, the group persuades her to conduct readings for each of them. Despite her intuition hinting at potential danger, Haley proceeds with the readings. She begins with Elise, who receives the High Priestess card, indicating that she will embark on a journey of personal growth, but must exercise caution. Madeline draws the Hanged Man card, suggesting that her zodiac sign, Pisces, tends to avoid risky situations. Paige is bestowed with the Magician card, signifying an imminent change in her future. Lucas, on the other hand, receives the Hermit card, implying that he may encounter both wealth and a potential romantic connection. Paxton's card is the Fool, which suggests that he will unexpectedly come to the aid of his friends. Despite Grant's reluctance, Haley proceeds to read his cards and unveils the Devil card, warning him of a potential loss of someone dear to him. Finally, Haley conducts her own reading and draws the Death card, symbolizing that love may ultimately be her downfall. Moments later, a series of haunting images foreshadows the awakening of an ancient evil. The group departs from the mansion and heads back to their campus. During their journey, Lucas makes a quick stop at a gas station and wins $700 from a scratch card. Upon reaching home, Paige and Elise have a conversation over the phone as they are in a relationship, before Elise hears strange noises emanating from her attic. Investigating further, Elise notices the ladder has descended and decides to explore. As she looks up, she sees a shadow moving and then witnesses candles flickering all around. Suddenly, Elise is confronted by a terrifying apparition of the High Priestess from her tarot card, causing her to lose her balance and fall from the ladder. The High Priestess proceeds to violently strike Elise with the ladder until it ultimately crushes and impales her. Elise's friends, particularly Paige, grieve over her passing. Haley remains by her side, offering solace by sharing that she turned to tarot readings when her mother battled cancer. Despite seeking readings for positive outcomes, Haley found that each reading foretold death. Lucas accompanies Madeline all the way to her home. Although it appears that they might take their relationship to a romantic level, they simply share a warm hug before Lucas heads towards the subway station. However, little does he know that the hermit starts following him closely, lurking around the station. Eventually, Lucas unintentionally finds himself in a forbidden rail yard. The hermit traps Lucas inside a motionless train, terrifying him to the point where he accidentally falls out and gets struck by an approaching train. Haley discovers that Elise and Lucas's deaths align with their tarot readings. After researching, she finds out about Alma Astrom, who has knowledge of deaths related to tarot readings. Haley, along with Grant, Paxton, Paige, and Madeline, visits Alma. Initially hesitant, Alma eventually lets them in and reveals that the deaths are linked to specific tarot cards from the same box. She explains that the cards date back to the 1700s. Cursed by an astrologer after a tragic incident, Alma advises the teens to locate the deck and destroy it. Paige decides to rebook the mansion in order to find their way back and destroy the deck. As they make their way there, the group of teens begins to worry about who might be the next target. While driving over a bridge, Grant's car suddenly slows down and stops. Madeline then sees a hangman's image on the foggy window, realizing she is the next victim. Despite the reading suggesting she should run from danger, the others advise doing the opposite to avoid their deaths. However, Madeline still runs out of the car, with Haley following her. Grant, Paxton and Paige also flee the car when another spirit attacks. Madeline runs until the hanged man catches her by the neck, hanging her in front of her friends. As Haley, Grant and Paige decide to return to the mansion, Paxton decides to go back to campus on his own. However, he soon finds himself being followed by the Fool, who laughs crazily as he chases Paxton into a building. Paxton manages to get into an elevator just in time, but the Fool's mask starts to show different expressions. Suddenly, the Fool enters the elevator and seems to be getting ready to attack Paxton. The trio returns to the mansion and discovers the deck of cards. They toss it in the fireplace, only to realize that the cards are indestructible. Alma shows up to lend a hand, and they decide to hold a seance to communicate with the astrologer's spirit. Unexpectedly, the astrologer ends up giving Alma a reading, pulling the Six of Swords card. Alma vanishes into darkness and later reappears dead with 6 swords in her back. Haley and Grant flee, leaving Paige alone and pursued by the magician. Paige finds herself on stage, becoming the magician's unwitting assistant. She gets trapped in a box and is ultimately sawed in half. Haley and Grant are hiding, anxiously waiting for their killers to arrive. She confesses to him that she had a reading predicting their relationship wouldn't last, but she chose to ignore it. Just before their breakup, another reading confirmed the same outcome. Suddenly, the devil appears to take Grant away through a window, leaving Haley to be pursued by death. Haley makes her way to the deck and comes to a decision that the only way to break the curse is by performing the astrologer's reading. She proceeds with it and draws the death card for the astrologer. However, she seizes this moment to release her own sorrow for her mother's passing, while also attempting to persuade the astrologer to let go of her grief for her daughter. Just as a surge of energy engulfs them, Grant arrives to safeguard Haley. The astrologer's spirit is obliterated and the cards burst into flames. A fleeting glimpse reveals the astrologer and her daughter reuniting in the afterlife. Haley and Grant stroll away from the mansion holding hands when they spot a car coming towards them. They worry it might be another spirit, but their fears vanish when they see Paxton stepping out of the car, alive and healthy. They hug him tightly, realizing that his prediction of helping his friends in a surprising manner has indeed come to pass. As they head back, Paxton reveals that he survived because his roommate Todd intervened by opening the elevator door, causing the Fool to vanish. With the curse lifted, Grant mentions the possibility of altering their destinies, prompting Haley to exclaim, "Screw fate." And showing this story ends here. Appreciate a subscribe, and please remember to like. Thanks for watching.